So we're out here at the Commerce Creek Baptist Church, established 1898.
Yep.
And to get to this church, we came up this dirt road up this mountain. Gravel road, beautiful scenery along it.
Yes.
We'll highlight some on the way back here. But the reason we came up this road is because we came all the way out past here looking for the Appalachian Trail and a visitor center and everything that was supposed to be cool. But by the time we got there, it was closed. So we couldn't even park on the side of the road to check out the trail because they put these emergency parking signs only. Driving back and we see this thing that says something Falls Trail and a Baptist church. So we came up this road just to check it out. The trailhead is back this way a little bit. We're going to show it to you. We're going to investigate it because it's a pretty overgrown trailhead. It looks like no one's come up this way to hike this trail in a long time, but it talks about there being falls along the way. The Appalachian Trail is about 1/4 of a mile. So I figure we could at least probably hike down to the Appalachian Trail. We could check that out, just kind of show it from there and see what's there. And then perhaps see some of these falls along the way. If they're whatever's along the way, I don't know. Or if the trail gets too intense, we have to turn back.
Yeah.
But we just wanted to show this. It's a neat little church. I'm going to flip it around here again. So you can kind of see there's the Bronco and the way we came in. They have a big like tractor tire kind of decoration. I'm not sure if this church, it's very well maintained. I'm not sure
it is
how frequently it's used.
I think it's probably used quite often. I just don't know that they have a particular pastor right now. There was no pastor listed on the sign. It just said pastor and then had a blank spot afterwards. So either they haven't found a sign company to come out and put the pastor's name on there, but it's just so desolate. Like it's a gravel road up onto this mountain. And you see there's nothing.
Yeah, look at this.
There's not a structure. There's nothing in sight.
Just look at the mountains that are around here. It is beautiful. It really is.
Yeah, I just can't believe that it's so desolate out here. This is some intense Baptists.
Oh, yeah. The Baptists up here don't play.
Yeah, I'm thinking, like pretty serious stuff. But I mean, they certainly have a lot of nice headstones in the cemetery here. There's a couple of them that look fairly old too.
Yeah, like those ones that are just wooden crosses. You see those?
Yeah, like unmarked graves.
Yeah, just simple wooden crosses.
This one down here, it's a very, simple, looks like an old one.
So down here we have this babbling little creek that comes under the road. This must be Commerce Creek. And then going down here, where we're parked, is right in front of the Commerce Creek Falls trailhead. And as you can see up here as we're coming up on it, it's a very narrow trailhead. The sign looks very old. Hiking trail only. There's a little wooden walkway that kind of goes past the sign here. And I think we're going to go down and check that out and see what it looks like around the bend.
This is so abandoned that the wooden walkway that comes through here has been overgrown at one point, and people have made a path that goes around it.
Wow.
Isn't that weird?
That is.
Like, I don't even know if we can get back here. I don't really like this. I mean, it's so overgrown that like anything can be hiding in these bushes.
Yeah. I think once we get around this bend here, I think we're going to be all right. I'm often wrong. No, yeah, it's
Does it open up a little?
I think so.
Snakes are going to be afraid of us. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Here we go. Big.
I hope I don't touch any poison ivy.
Probably too late for that.
Probably.
So here we are. And look at the path opens up to this nice creek here. Oh man, and this thing's really flowing. Look at it. And there it goes right down. So we've got a choice here. Unless that sign says something, there's a path that goes up across the river or the creek here.
Yep.
And there's a path that goes up the hill, but I see a yellow mark on that path up there.
Yeah, there's blue marks as well. So
What's this sign say?
it says Iron Mountain Trail this way.
Okay, so that's Iron Mountain Trail.
Yeah, 16 and a half miles.
16 and a half. Okay, that's a little, no, VA 16, a half mile. The road that we turned off of 16
Oh,
is a half a
yeah.
mile down the
Okay.
trail there.
I like to go over here.
This is a pretty neat trail though, and look at the water down below there.
It is. That is a neat trail.
Isn't that nice?
Yep.
Look at that. Oh, there's a trail down there along the water
Yeah,
too.
there is. That might have been the Iron Mountain one that turns off there.
Not 100% sure. Looks like there's a little clearing down there, a little fire pit. Yeah, there's a little fire pit down there.
Maybe people come down here and cook.
Iron Mountain AT Comers Creek Falls Trail is this way.
I like up the hill.
Okay, so coming down here to this little campsite. This is a neat place to camp right here. I'll say, look at this, with the falls coming down right here. This is a really nice place to camp.
Is that a rope bridge?
You,
What
you,
is that that I see up ahead?
a rope bridge?
A rope bridge?
Where do you see this at?
Straight through the trees, I see something that looks like a bridge for me. And it doesn't look like a big bridge.
I can't quite see it.
I don't know, maybe it's just trees.
Quite a scene. We're coming down the mountain here and the creek is way below. Trail's a little narrow here. And as always, we are keeping an eye out for Bigfoot tracks, because I gotta say, I kind of feel like when we were driving through these mountains, like these curvy roads and everything, we were in Bigfoot country.
Yeah, it certainly felt like it. 'Cause this is some deep woods here.
Yeah, and there's the highway's not near here. And the biggest highway is like a big windy road, you know? And it was so windy on the way out here and back that I was getting car sick and I was the one driving.
If you make one wrong move here, you're tumbling down the side of this hill.
Yeah, this is a very narrow path, but it's the kind I like. You know, it's not paved, it's just a path that goes through the woods. Reminds me of something that the Native Americans would have walked along, or the pioneers.
Yep.
It's not like when you're walking those paths that are well paved or have nice gravel and they're nice and even. Now, could you bring a mountain bike on this path? As far as the rules say, I didn't notice anything that said you couldn't. Is it mountain bike appropriate? Yes, I think so. I've been down trails like this on a mountain bike and they're a little rough. You got to watch because there's rocks sticking up and you really got to be alert. But yeah, a mountain bike I think could take this with no problem.
Or a mini bike.
A mini bike, now I don't know if I would come down here on the mini bike. That's a whole nother ball game there. So stopping here along this trail, just look at the mountain laurel. And off in the distance, I'm not sure if you can even see it on the camera if it's too bright, there's a mountaintop way out there. And this is the place, ladies and gentlemen, this is where Bigfoot lives. And I'm not saying 100% there's Bigfoot up in these mountains, but this is what you see. You see these endless mountains. You're in a mountain walking down this narrow trail. There's a creek going alongside of you. very thick mountain laurel. And off in the distance through the trees, as far as you can see, is just the top of another mountain. And it makes me think, when the pioneers first came out here, they saw this. They're walking through and they're seeing these mountains. And they're knowing that these are places that are fairly untouched by human hands, for the exception of a few that may have come before them, Native Americans. But it's just an undiscovered wilderness for them, and it must have been quite a sight. And I know the feeling of, hey, there's that mountain out there, there's a mountain over there. We've got to get to the tops of these mountains. We got to see what's up there, what kind of little streams are there, and waterfalls, and neat little places to maybe build a cabin or to set up camp and keep going on. That sense of adventure is pretty amazing. We're coming up on a sign down here. Yeah, and sure enough, this sign says Comer's Creek Falls. So I guess we go down here a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
And we could probably see what the falls look like. So this is a kind of a washed out path, so be careful. But once you get past that muddy spot right there, the footing gets fairly sturdy again. Want me to help? All right, so I'm continuing down this trail here. Kind of scout it out. And look at this tree. Quite a bit of bark missing from the bottom of it. The rocky path. Now this is not mountain bike appropriate. So if you're mountain biking down this trail, you might, I mean, is it doable? Probably. But you might be best off leaving your mountain bike at that little intersection where we just came from, where the sign is, and then coming down here. So I can hear the rush of the water, and as I'm coming around here, I can see the waterfall through the trees, and I want to capture this the moment I come around this bend so everyone can see what it looks like. We're just coming down this narrow trail, and you hear the rush of the water, and wow, oh man, look at this. There are some wooden stairs right over there, okay? And look at this waterfall. This is really cool. So stairs over there, kind of stairs that go down to it. I'm wondering if that's the Appalachian Trail access. Let me get up here just a little bit. And look at this waterfall. It reminds me of a place called Hawk Falls up in Pennsylvania. A little salamander going by there. Beautiful. It just flows down through the rocks here. You can see the creek carrying on through the stream, through the woods. Huge rock.
Yeah, I mean, you can't even see it from your side. It's
All right, so right now I'm crossing this creek, and I'm gonna go up these stairs and kind of scope out the trail a little bit just to see what's up there. I'm thinking with trails like these, or with stairs like these, this has to lead to the Appalachian Trail, but there's nothing marking it. I went back up to the intersection, ran down that way a little bit, and this narrow trail up here along the mountains just goes on forever and ever. So we're gonna go up these stairs and see if there's anything that indicates that this might be access to the Appalachian Trail. Okay, and here's what we're working with here. It's kind of narrow. Ooh, some rock ledges here, that's for sure. All right. Be careful coming along here. You always got to be careful of falling rock. I've had that happen before. Look at that tree stump just kind of growing out of the top of that. But I've had that happen before, where I'm going up a ledge and rock comes rolling down. I think I'm not going to go much farther than this little bend here. Looks like it should be a pretty good vantage point. Well, once again, just like the other side, this just goes on and on and on. So maybe around this bend. I always keep going to the next bend, and at some point I got to turn back. Because for one, we got to beat daylight. For two, I'm getting kind of far away from the rest of the party here, so I'm never far from the party, so I've been told. All right, yeah, this just keeps going on and on and on. So at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start heading back. I guess if we look at a map, we might be able to tell better. Appalachian Trail access points have been a little difficult to find around here. We've seen it, we've seen the Appalachian Trail, but without Wi-Fi, it's really hard to find places to go, especially not asking for directions. I'm sure we could probably ask somebody like, hey, how do we get access to the Appalachian Trail? But without Wi-Fi and going off of these maps that they gave us, we see the Appalachian Trail, just not a really good access point. I know at this trailhead, it did say that the Appalachian Trail was about 1/4 of a mile down the trail. The only thing is, the trail splits off. Where I came down to the falls, it goes straight around the bend, or it comes across the falls and up these stairs. So the thing is, without proper markings and such, and research ahead of time, can't really find out where the Appalachian Trail starts. So once again, this trail, it goes on and on.
I'm sure, yeah.
What do you think about this Appalachian Trail access?
I think it probably is, because I mean the sign back there, the fact that it said that both of them were 1/4 of a mile. You know, we're standing at obviously the falls, 1/4 of a mile down the path, so the Appalachian Trail access has got to be right here as well. It's just, you'd have to have some very detailed maps of the Appalachian Trail if you're going to come and walk it. You can't just on a whim come in and walk this thing and hope to be able to find these access points very easily, because for some reason they're just not marked really well around here. Not for the common tourist like we would be. If you were really serious about this and planning to walk the trail for, you know, a month at a time or so, then I would think that, you know, you'd already know these access points, and very well maybe, I mean, they're not going to put a sign here that says, hey, this is the Appalachian Trail up this way, for some reason. I don't know why, but, you know, because that would be easy.
Well, I guess at this point, with us trying to race against the clock, daylight and such,
Yeah.
we spent a good portion of the afternoon driving around out to the Appalachian Trail Visitor Center, which was closed. And
Yeah, but it is Sunday.
it is Sunday. So we're gonna head on back down the trail and do a little debrief once we make it safely back to the Bronco. However, if we don't make it back to the Bronco and this footage is discovered, we're going viral, finally.
After we're already dead and gone.
That's right. It's all about leaving your mark, I guess.
Right. So I've got this really cool app, and I might have mentioned it before. It's called Seek, and it's produced by iNaturalist. And what you do is wherever you go into nature, you take pictures of either animals, insects, you know, flora, fauna, whatever it is. And before you even snap the picture of it, for that.
Yeah, perhaps just something, branch falling or something.
Yeah, it sounded like a twig snap or something, like a branch snapping.
Yeah.
But before you even take a picture of it, you open up the app and you put it right in front of that thing, whatever that thing is, and it pulls up the species.
And what's it tell you about this?
This is called ghost ripe.
Ghost ripe. Huh?
Yeah, it's kind of a funny name.
It is an interesting looking plant.
It is.
Is it supposed to droop over like that?
Yep.
Huh.
And I had seen it when I was sitting back at the campsite, and I thought it was really cool because it was just something that I'd never seen before, and of course it's got the first word is ghost. So I paid close attention to it, and I'm like, oh, that's really cool. You know, I've never seen one, and here, lo and behold, we come out into the forest, and there they are.
Wow.
But this is kind of cool if you do have an internet connection, because you can post these pictures to a kind of a forum of sorts, and it keeps track of the ghost pipe. It's called Ghost Pipe.
Ghost pipe.
Yeah. It kind of keeps track of the information of your observations, no matter
pretty cool.
what they are, and you can earn badges. You can look and you can say view species, and if you were connected, it would actually pull up from online. It would pull up all the information about this particular species. So, kind of a cool thing.
That's awesome.
Yep. I just wish it was not dependent upon the internet service,
Right.
because so many times when you're going to see ghost pipe, it's going to be out in the wild when you don't have any service.
So we made it.
Yeah.
The end of the trail, and look at this. It's blue skies. You probably can't see it on the video here.
Yeah.
The skies are blue over there. They're gray over here. We got this mountain mist.
So weird.
It's pretty nice.
It is.
What do you think about that hike?
I like it. It's just really strange the way the weather works around here, because down there it felt like it was pouring, and then we come up here, nothing.
Perfectly blue
But,
skies. Yeah.
Yeah, really nice trail. Kind of rocky. You know, you don't want to come unprepared like we did. You probably want to wear hiking boots. Jeff was a little more prepared, but not me. These are not hiking boots. They're Timberlands.
Yeah.
Where are these shoes?
Yeah.
And I got
those aren't
some,
there.
I don't know if they're really hiking boots. They're like cat boots. They
Yeah,
might be more so work
Caterpillar.
boots, but they are good for hiking. I wasn't incredibly comfortable when I would walk like around the neighborhood and walk for 3 miles in them. It would kind of,
Yeah.
better for sneakers. But on a trail like this, yeah, these did pretty good for me.
Pretty good.
They really did.
Yep. Didn't see any particular wildlife. We saw a lot of fungus and lichens and all kinds
Yeah.
of things that we never would have seen back home. So that was kind of cool. And I do see what looks like a cinder block foundation through the woods that I think we're going to have to check out before we go anywhere.
I think that's the fence.
Is it?
Yeah,
It
it's the
looks
fence
like
to the
cinder- it
farmer's
looks like
yard,
block.
and it says don't block the gate on the front of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I noticed it on the way up.
Huh.
But
yeah.
yeah, this trail,
Cool
it's easy
place.
to miss. It
It
really is. And it's really cool to go back there and see these falls. I'm not sure how far back the Appalachian Trail is. the Appalachian Trail, from our experience, at least in the Mount Rogers recreational area, is something that you want to research before you come.
Yes.
Find all the access points and stuff. Because once you
Yeah.
get up here, you don't have Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you're not going to find anything once you get up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. But definitely a pretty cool trip and
Yes.
some beautiful scenes along this hike.
Yep.
What'd you think, kid? You have a good time?
I like seeing the waterfall.
Any signs of Bigfoot?
Nope, not that I could see.
Not this time.